As Bulwer Lytton says, if we serve mankind, we serve ourselves. I believe there will be some who will say they will think about it, and pending their decision, I would urge them to reflect that men are naturally inclined to doubt the truth of such statements. Then there are others who hesitate in some other respects, perhaps in order to count on the material advantages or disadvantages of such a course. For their own sake, I would ask them to change their view of life, and they are sure to benefit more than their worldly thoughts could possibly have suggested. The wise men of the past have assured us that, in their opinion, the best course of life is that which suppresses the selfishness inherent in men, and I think there will be many who, from their experience, will support them in their statement. Whether I address you as my dear sir, my dear madam, or my dear fellow citizen, let me ask you to ponder over this matter and to remember that, in the beautiful words of Adelaide Proctor, glorious it is to wear a crown of a deserved and pure success. And though there is much that may baffle you, in order to carry out this high ideal, it is as true today as ever it was that without sympathy nothing is understood. Para change. If anyone says he does not need the sympathy of his fellows, it is not true to himself or to humanity, for the whole structure of society rests upon sympathy among individuals towards one another. If it were not so, then society as it exists today would be impossible. The strongest of us imperatively require sympathy. For some time or other, our natures are certain to call for it, and if it is refused, that which is best in us becomes wrapped. History and literature furnish us with many examples of this. An unsympathetic nature is like the biting, erratic winds, but a sympathetic disposition is like the balmy breezes of the south, and the more expensive our sympathies, the more nearly do we approach towards the deal of a deserved and pure success.